my YouTube channel. From this particular video, from today we will be starting a new series, that is Microsoft Excel Basic to Advanced classes. So as we all know that for corporate individuals, for even college going students, Excel is one of the skill that is required and everybody has to know how to work on Excel. Keeping this in mind and with the intention of helping college students, we'll be starting the Excel classes from today. So basically 1 or 2 days, the 1 or 2 videos whatever we publish, it will contain the basic tools of Excel, because many of the beginners will be watching this particular video. In order to help them, we will be doing 1 or 2 basic tools that they need to know. So they will be doing a video, 1 or 2 videos will be on that. Starting from today, every day this particular videos will be uploaded of various functions that are there in the Excels. So today we will be starting with the basic functions in Excel which every beginner has to know about it. So for example, if you don't know how to open an Excel, here I have made my mouse pointer a little bit big and I've made it in red color so that you can easily know what I am doing. So this is a search bar. In search bar, if you type Excel, you can easily you'll get the option here, Excel. If you click enter, it will bring it to this particular page. So in this particular page, you have to go to the blank workbook, select blank workbook, and this particular window opens for you. This is the Excel window, and this is one of the version I am using. Some people might be using older version, so the particular appearance may change, but all versions have some similar functions. So no need to worry, be it any kind of version you are using, you will be learning the basic functions and the advanced functions which will apply to all the versions. So this is your particular screen when you open the Excel. So in this particular screen, this is called as workbook. The whole screen whatever you are seeing, that is workbook. Now if you come down here, you can see a word called as sheet 1. This is known as worksheet. Inside workbook, now this is an Excel workbook. Inside workbook you are having worksheet. Now here you have sheet 1. Now I can rename this. If I right click on that, I will get the option called as rename. So here I will name it as video number 1 and click on enter. This is sheet number 1. If I have to add one more sheet, then I can use this plus mark over here and the second sheet comes into picture. So I can again rename that particular sheet. If I have to delete a particular sheet, again right click on that, you get an option called as delete to delete that particular worksheet. So now let us start with some of the basic formatting functions. This particular screen is known as ribbon. So this white area, this is ribbon. You can just focus on my pointer. This is known as ribbon. And if you see the options here, file, home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, these are all called as different tabs. And in this particular video, we will be discussing about the home tab. Under home tab, you have many sections. First one is clipboard section. Second one is font section. Third is alignment section, number section, style section, cells section, editing section, and add-ins section. So in this particular video, we will be discussing about the font section and the alignment section. Regarding number section, I will be teaching you in the next video. So now let us first analyze about font section and alignment section in this particular video. Now this A, B, C, D, E, these are all called as columns. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the row. Now if you see here, this green color highlighted box. So see here, this green color highlighted box, this is known as cell. Each blocks here is known as cell. So if I want to know which cell I have selected, I need to check this cell reference. It says as B6. That means I have selected the cell which is in B column and 6th row. So that's why I've got the cell name as B6. So this is cell. Now how to increase or decrease the size of your rows and columns? Either I can use control button and use the mouse scroller to do that, or if you just check here, you have a plus and minus button here. If you click on plus button, the rows and column sizes increases, and if I click on the negative symbol, the minus sign, the size decreases. So I have increased a bit because it will be helpful for you people to look clearly. Now for example, now which cell I have selected, can anybody put in the comment box? Now I have selected a particular cell. You can just put it in the comment box. Yes, the answer is B3. I have selected the cell which is in B column and 3rd row. Clear with this? Very good. Now I'll type some font in that as Microsoft. I'm typing some data in that. So cell, in this particular cell, I'm typing some data that is Microsoft. Now I will teach you the basic font tools that are available in the Excel. Some of them might be knowing this, and some of them who are using Excel for the first time will not have sufficient knowledge about this. So keeping them in mind, I am teaching this particular tools. So if you observe here, basically when you open an Excel file, by default the font size is Calibri and the font size is 11. Now first I need to increase the font size. So if I have to increase the font size, two ways are there. First ways is click on this down arrow and select the size I want. Suppose I want to select 18. So I selected the cell 18. Now if you see here, my data is coming out of my cell. So if I want to make my data fit in my cell, I will drag the column. I will drag the column so that the data whatever I have put will fit in the cell that I have selected. Now another way of increasing or decreasing the font is by using this increase font size and decrease font size. If you press on increase font size, the font size of your data increases, and when I click on decrease font size, the font size of your data decreases. Okay, now the font I have by default Calibri, but in Excel there are many n number of font size available, so you can select any one of the font size which you want. Now I will select Times New Roman. So we can even type also Times New Roman and click on enter. Now I have selected Times New Roman as my font. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you, when I select this particular cell, it is showing Times New Roman, but when I click on the next cell, again by default it is showing Calibri and 11, because I have applied the settings only for this particular cell, so that settings will be applied to this particular cell only. Now if you observe, there are many things in this font section. You can see the symbol B here, that is bold. So when I click on that, my data in the cell automatically gets bold. There is an other way to bold your data, that is Control plus B. Use Control button plus B button. So when I use Control plus B, again my data, whatever I have put in a cell, will become bold. That is your first thing. Next you have I symbol, that is italic. So if I click on this particular tool, my data gets converted into italic style. So the shortcut key for bold is Control B. For italic, it is Control press plus I. This is the font size. Clear? Next you have underline. If I have to underline my data that is there inside my cell, I will use this particular function, that is underline. Again, To underline, there is a shortcut key. Sorry. So that shortcut key is Control plus U. That is the shortcut key. Clear? I will just reduce my data. And there is no only one underline option, okay? There are n number of underline option. That is, you have one is single underline and second one is double underline. So if I select double underline, you can see here my data gets underlined in 2 lines. So I will use single underline. So suppose if I have to remove this underline, again click on the same cell, the underline function gets removed. Italic if I have to remove, press on the I symbol, it will get removed. Again, bold if I have to remove, then I will click on the button or I will deselect it, the bold tool will get deactivated. Now I will teach you some of the tools by using which you can apply colors for your cell. Now if you have selected the cell, if you see this fill color option and click on this arrow, you will get various color option. Now I will select this color. So my cell gets that particular color. Now I want to even change the data color also or the font color. So when I click on the cell, here I have the font color options. I will be selecting red. So this is how I can change my font color as well as background color of my cell. Now Excel has memory. For example, I will remove the word Microsoft and write it as Excel. If you observe, automatically the color of my wordings are red because Excel already knows that you have applied some font tools on that, and automatically it will give you the same application. Means it already knew that you had a word called Microsoft which was in red color. When I change it to Excel, it also gave the same word in red color. So Excel has the memory, and even if you delete the data and enter the new data, the color remains same. So whatever the font tools you have applied or whatever the various coloring options, font size, whatever you had applied, that remains same. Now let us go to the alignment section. In this alignment section, if you want your data to be in center, if you observe this particular cell, the Excel is in the left side. I want that Excel to come in the center. I can use this center alignment. So when I use the center alignment, my data automatically comes to the center of my cell. If I choose left alignment, the data automatically goes to the left side of my cell. Then I have right alignment, using which the data goes to the right side. Now for example, let me think the cell is of this size. So I want this Excel to be in center and in the middle of the cell. So first I will select center alignment, then middle alignment. So my data comes into the center. If I want the Excel to come in the top, I can send it to the top using top alignment. If I want to send it to the bottom, I can send it to the bottom of my cell. So this is the alignment options. Now for example, I want a little bit space. So if you observe here, immediately after this line, the word Excel has come. If I want to give a little bit of spacing, I can use this increase indent and decrease indent. When I click on this increase indent, observe my data moves a little bit to the right side. Again, when I click it on again, it moves it little bit. If I have to decrease that, I can use this decrease indent. So this is increase and decrease indent function. There is one more function which is called as orientation. Means if you want to choose the direction of your data, whether you want it in diagonally, vertically or horizontally, that particular tools you will get it in this orientation tab. So when I click on that, you get various options here. So when I click on this angle counterclockwise, my data comes in this particular structure. When I click on angle clockwise, the same way the opposite down direction has been applied. Next, you have a vertical text. So if you use this vertical text, your data comes like this. You have rotate text up and rotate text down. So these are the various orientations you can apply for your particular cell. Next, you have something called as merge and center. Now what is this merge and center? To explain this merge and center, I will be taking a new sheet. So in this I want some data to explain. So I'll enter some data. Student details for the academic year 2024-25. This is my heading. Okay. Now in the first column I will put it as serial number, student register number, name of the student, class, and the phone number. These are the data. Now I want this particular student details for the academic year 2024-25 to come in the center, and it should come in single cell. If I want that to happen, I will select all the 5 cells and click on this merge and center. So when you observe this, here there is no 5 different cells. All cells are merged and it became only one single cell. If I delete data, you can get to know. See, there is no lines here. There is no lines between each column. So it is merged. I have merged it. So now here I can type student details for the academic year 2024 and 25. Under that I have put certain columns. Now I can make it as center alignment. I can bold the heading of it. So it looks in a detailed and very systematic way, and it will be easy to understand, and it is a very good presentation if you use all these particular tools. This is about merge and center. If I have to remove this merge and center, means again if I click on that, the option will go off, and again you have, if I delete this, you will get to know that there are again 5 different cells. If I have to merge, select all the cells, click on merge and center, all the cells will get merged into one cell. If you want to remove that, again deselect the option by clicking on it, the merging will get removed. So this was about your merge and center option. You have one more thing called as wrap text. Now for example, Microsoft Excel is an essential skill for everyone. Now if you see here, I have given this particular data and my data is going out of my cell. It is such a long data I have given that it is going outside of my cell. But I want my data to fit within the column. So you can see this. In the B column I have typed the data, but the data is going outside the B column. I want my data to fit in this particular column. So what I will do, I will select that particular cell and click on wrap text. Just observe, when I click on the same, my data is fit within the column width. My row size increases, but the column size remains same. My column size will not increase. Row width will vary, but my column width remains same. So if I want to remove that, again click on the same wrap text, the option will get deselected. So if I want to apply, click on that. This is the basic formatting options that are available in the Microsoft Excel. Hope you have understood this very well. In my next video, tomorrow's class, we will discuss about number formatting. So what are the various formatting options that you are having in this particular numbering section? So that I will discuss in the next video. Hope this video was interesting for you and it was informative. Please provide your feedback in the comment section. If you have any doubt with whatever topics that is just being discussed in this particular video, you're free to ask your doubts in the comment box. We will respond to your doubts as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching the video. We shall meet in the next video.